everybody. Come on in here, man. I'm gonna talk with y'all while I drive. I'm not gonna be long though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be long. Just wanna say what's up with folks. Just wanna say what's up with folks, man. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I don't care who feelings are hurt. I don't care who want to use the words conspiracy theory. Because as long as you want to use conspiracy theory, I'm gonna forever call you a sheep. You can delete me. You can call your people. But however your brain carries you to respond. But I'm gonna keep it 100. Those of you who know me, those of you who have seen my videos for the past, since Facebook has been able to allow us to go live, y'all know I bring it from the hip. Let me turn this video down. Y'all also know that I don't cut cards, I don't sugarcoat, I don't bullshit, right? And there are 3 things I never follow, and you guys know me, I've never have. That's religion, politics, and racism. 100, right? 100. So, with that being said, thank you, Karen Day. Just got it done, actually. So with that being said, I'm gonna keep this 100 with you folks, man. I'm gonna talk to you guys about conspiracy theory, and I did a video a few months back on conspiracy theories, and I told you guys I hate conspiracy theorists. Why? They don't do nothing about what they're claiming, and 2, they don't have any supporting facts to back their argument. If you bring in substantial evidence, which I have, and these folks still don't want to see it, dude, mind your business, stay away. We need soldiers, we don't need clowns. Stay where you are. Matter of fact, take the vaccine if you want. I don't care. Do what you got to do. But here's my advice to you. Make sure you get a good supply of KY jelly. That's my advice. If you offended by what I just said, good. Let that fact that you could be offended, let that make you angry enough to fucking pick up a book and read it. Biology 101. Biology 101. Let me tell you something about biology. And don't go to a doctor and try to debunk what I'm saying. Go to a scientist, and I guarantee you a scientist will tell you the exact same thing I'm getting ready to tell y'all. Science. Only an idiot would argue science, folks. I don't care what religion you are in. I don't care what religion. Science is nothing but explained God's work. That's what it is. It talks about the body. It talks about there are 7 branches of science. I'm talking to you right now about biology. Biology. W.B. Patterson Elementary School is where I was first introduced to biology. Gentleman by the name of Mr. Lee. Also doing elementary school in W.B. Patterson Elementary School over in Southwest in Washington, D.C. I'm going to tell you something. I was also introduced to how electricity was created, how it was formed. We talked about Pepco. If you're in the Washington, D.C. area, you know what Pepco is. Okay? Pepco is the electricity supplier in that manipulates that area. We talked about how fossil fuel has been used, right, to mix with coal, and it burns. Coal burns and creates a big pot of steam. That steam again, y'all just hold tight while I'm going to be backing up because I'm parking. That steam goes into what is called a turbine. And that turbine spins that steam around at the speed of supernova. Okay? If you put a particle in from a human body, if you break down a human body, I'm going to explain to you about a turbine. If you break down a human body, you come to atoms. From atoms, if you break down the atoms, you will come to particles. These particles are universal particles. Okay? These particles are universal particles. Those same particles is in the body. It's in the human body. And listen to me, folks. If you put those particles in a turbine, and you spin that turbine at the speed of supernova, those particles would disappear. Those particles will go right back to where we come from. We come from nothing, but we are everything. Okay? Now, that's science, folks. You don't look. Matter of fact, I don't want you to believe me. Study it for your damn self. Go pick up a book, man. Go learn something. Still go learn something. Most of y'all are just you know, you hear something from the media and you think you got some education. You ain't getting no damn education. The media is your enemy. The media is your enemy, folks. I'm telling you, and I told you that about how electricity, and then as the turbine spins that steam becomes more focused and it goes into a generator. The generator goes and turns into electricity. From there, you have your electricity in a grid, Pepco's facility in DC, for instance, and it goes into the communities. Now, with that being said, I just wanted to share that with you. That is something I've learned in elementary school, in the 5th and 6th grade. Teacher's name is Mr. Lee. Not related. He was a white guy. Not related, but he had the same last name, Mr. Lee. In science. This is science class in elementary school. We've also learned the science in elementary school. This is how, if you look at UFC fighters, if UFC fighters gets a hold of another fighter and he cuts his oxygen, that fighter will soon pass out. But before that fighter pass out, they do this. That means tap out. That means you submit. You surrender. You don't want the hold to go as long as you to pass out. Some people can pass out and they don't wake up. You never know what your immune system is doing. You never know what your condition could be. So you don't want to pass out if you're fighting. It's just like being knocked out. Somebody can knock you unconscious, right? And the older you get, the more deceptive we are to concussions. You don't want to get a concussion when you're in your 40s and 50s. You never know. That can kill you. This is science, man. God damn, folks. This is biology, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm going to tell you something, because some people like to bring up conspiracy theory. Some people like to just start bringing up God and Jesus as a cop-out. These are cop-out statements, folks. Stick to the science. If you want to know the truth, then you got to study the science. You know, don't sit up there and use cop-out statements to escape intellectual dialogue. To me, that shit don't work. Okay? If I'm trying to help you, I'm trying to help you. If you in cognitive dissonance, that's your business. I'll go on. Period. You know, we got people saying, oh, I got a person who died from COVID-19. So just because you know somebody who died of COVID-19, that doesn't mean that these spike in numbers are not bullshit. Because I'm here to tell you, they are complete bullshit. I don't care. You can get mad all you want. That is not going to change. It is complete bullshit. Listen, look, read my lips. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Now get mad. I'm just telling you the truth, folks. And then listen to this. Listen to this. In biology, and this is what I've learned in Patterson, W.B. Patterson Elementary School in Southwest Washington, D.C. Science. This is what I was introduced to in biology. It wasn't called biology, it was just called science. You don't start going into biology until you start getting to high school and stuff like that. That's when they start going into biology, chemistry, things like that. But listen to this, folks. I've always knew since elementary school that the immune system, this is what Mr. Lee taught us in elementary school. You can go to any PhD. Any PhD. This is what Mr. Lee taught us in elementary school. The body needs, no, not the body, your immune system needs you to be social. The immune system needs you to be social. And as a matter of fact, I found an article that confirmed that. And that article was like a recent article, right? How I found a recent article off of something that I've learned when I was a kid, when I was like 8, 9 years old, right? It's science. Okay, the body, your immune system requires, not needs you, it requires you to be social. This is the reason why we have 380 trillion viruses in the body. That's called human viromes. Okay, anybody who claims that they got some science background, bring it on. Bring it on. Because if you have science background, then you should be agreeing to everything I'm saying to you right now. Okay, if you have any background in science, then what I'm saying is right now, it should be fact. You should know it as fact. Only people who don't know it as fact is people who don't have no knowledge of science. But I'm giving you the knowledge. I'm teaching you how to play chess. Because the government is playing, the media, they play chess. I'm teaching you to play chess. But no, you folks want to continue to play Connect 4. Right? So listen to me, folks. The immune system requires you to be social. This is the purpose of us having 380 trillion viruses in us already. It's called human viromes. Look that up. Look that up. Human viromes. Look it up. VIROMES. Viromes. Human viromes. 300. You got more viruses in your body right now than there are stars in the Milky Way galaxy. Right now. Okay? Human viromes. Number 2. You need oxygen. You need oxygen. This country is trying to turn into communist China, where you have no more free speech. They even trying to take away your right to oxygen now. Okay? And they want to fine you if you don't wear your mask. That's literally charging you for the air you breathe. Folks, wake the hell up, man. Wake the hell up. I'm just telling you fact. I'm telling you scientific facts. Look up what I'm saying, folks. Go to a scientist. Don't go to a doctor. A doctor does not study science. A doctor study medicine, damn it. They study medicine. They follow protocol. They follow protocol. Scientists discovers. And based off of what the scientists discover, Big Pharma would take what some of the discovery and try to twist it so that you can follow medicine that's not going to heal you. Period. And people can say all day, oh, well, Jesus is the healer. Okay, if Jesus is the healer, how come people still walking around with freaking diabetes, who still go to church and praise God every day? You see, you ain't going to get healed until you do something about it. Not sit around waiting on God. God is sitting around waiting on you. Prayer without works is dead, folks. This is what I'm trying to get our Negro folks to understand. We've been introduced to religion, and now we thinking the only way out is through religion. Everybody don't follow the same religion. Religion is taught in proximity. In the Asian areas, in the Asian part of the world, they teach Buddha. Arabian, they teach Islam. Christianity heavily in the United States or North America. Religions are taught within proximity, and every religion claims that there is their only religion to heaven. You don't have to die to go to heaven. Heaven is right here. You don't live your whole life through hell just to go to heaven, folks. You got to understand something. Stop following propaganda, man. Stop following propaganda and then they put a image of God that don't even look like you and expect you to follow it. This is why you follow propaganda today. It's called radio in the head. They programmed you to depend on nothing but propaganda. This is how Hitler was able to lead 11 million people to their deaths through a radio broadcast, and he threatened them not to change the radio broadcast, or they will be killed. That's propaganda. That's ruling. That's taking away people's rights. And he led them to their deaths. 11 million people. And he did this without the use of social media. How many people you think is going to die now that's following this bullshit about masking, staying in the house, not getting your vitamin D? Folks, this is science. How you doing, brother? My brother listening to me. You might think I'm crazy, huh? I'm talking truth. Thank you, brother. You got to get your science. You got to get your vitamin D. Staying in the house, suppress the immune system. Putting on masks and not getting your oxygen, suppress your immune system. Not being social, suppress the immune system. That's why we have 380 trillion viruses in the body. We're supposed to socialize. We're supposed to gather. They're telling you to stay 6 feet apart because that's military protocol. See, the drones using infrared technology with the nanochips they're going to insert in your arm. They can't tell who you are if you're in a bunch. So they need you to be 6 feet apart so you can be properly identified. This is what the 5G towers are for. Wake the hell up, folks. Wake the hell up. People think this is not a conspiracy theorist. I just fucking read. 80% of people who graduate from school never pick up a book again. You don't read. And I challenge any of you, whether you want to bring religion or you want to claim you know some science, bring it. I would eat that shit up all day because I understand science, folks. Quantum physics, metaphysics, biology, astronomy, you can name it. I have experience in it. I do spiritual healing. I just healed a young lady a month and a half ago around the corner from me where I'm at now. In 5 days, had her to beat out coronavirus in 5 days. 5 days. And what you don't realize is you probably have already beaten the coronavirus. That's how the immune system works. Our immune system is fighting off pathogens all day, every day. It fights off microbes while you sleep. The immune system never ever stops. You don't die from viruses. You die from a weak immune system overreacting to the virus. I'm sorry if anybody knows somebody who lost a life due to COVID-19. I'm sorry. I truly am. You have my deepest condolences. But that does not remove science. It doesn't, folks. It doesn't. I'm trying to give you information so you won't have anybody else to lose their life due to COVID-19. I challenge anybody. You know what? I challenge Dr. Fauci. You know why I challenge Dr. Fauci? Because I know that he's getting his vitamins. I know that he's getting his vitamin D. I know that he's getting his vitamin A. I know that he's getting all his supplements. I know that he's doing everything he needs to do to keep his immune system boosted. But he's not telling you this. He's telling you to do the exact opposite, which is suppressing the immune system. You're talking about what the second wave looked like. The second wave of a virus is going to come from people with a suppressed immune system following these bogus guidelines. You're going to be more receptive to the virus. Why? Because the virus is inevitable. It's not going anywhere. You and I, folks, we are all exposed to the virus. There's only two ways you can avoid this virus. One, you got to boost the immune system. Or two, you got to get the hell off the planet. Period. This is the only way you're going to avoid the virus. You got to boost the immune system. You can't hide from it. You can't go in a basement and hide out. You can't go up in your attic and in a house and hide. Right? You can't you can't spray all the Lysols up your ass. That's not going to do it, folks. White blood cells. Study what white blood cells are. Study the function of white blood cells in the immune system. Why our white blood cells are also known as to be called memory cells. Why is that? They call memory cells because the immune system keeps a record of every foreign antigen that it beats. So that if the foreign antigens were to ever come back, the immune system kills it quicker before your body could even recognize that you have it. Understand something, folks. The cells work in the body. Why does the cells work in the body? How come white blood cells go through the marrows of the bone all throughout your entire body to fight off antigens? How come it triggers to do this automatically? Why? It's because science has found that the body also have neuropeptides, just like neuropeptides in the brain. They found that neuropeptides are throughout the entire body, which makes the body a thinking body. You have total control over the cells in your body. You have 60 to 100 trillion cells in the body. That is more cells than there are Milky Way, that there are stars in the Milky Way galaxy. Folks, this is science, man. I'm telling you what you need to do. Instead of you being scared and putting on the goddamn Michael Myers or Jason mask or something, I'm telling you what you need to do to be prepared to immune yourself. This is exactly what you need to do. Vitamin A cells is the one that does the fighting. Vitamin A puts a wall around the cell. What does that wall means? That wall is keeps antigens from penetrating into the cell. That's what the vitamin A is. Your green vegetables, your purple vegetables, like spring mix vegetables. That's what that does, folks. It puts a wall around your white blood cells. I like to relate this to the movie 300, when when Sparta, Greece, the warriors of Spartan was fighting against Persia. They had the spear to kill, and they had the shields. They had the shields to protect. This, my friend, is what vitamin A does to the white blood cells. It builds a shield around each white blood cell so that when the white blood cells goes to work, it can use its spear to fight off the foreign antigen. And because it's also called memory cell, this is the reason why the immune system causes or records. It keeps a record of the antigen, of the microbe. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to stay in the house, put a mask on, unless they mandated and say they're going to fine you or something. If they want to do that, understandable. I understand you wanting to put it on. You don't want to be fined. You don't want to be paying these people your money. I get that. Put your mask on, go to where you need to go, and come out and take the damn mask off so you can breathe. I'm giving you straight science, folks. This is what I've learned in I learned this in elementary school. W.B. Patterson School, right in Southwest D.C. This is what I learned in science, man. And I've been studying. I've been in love with it ever since. I always studied it. I'm not bullshitting you guys, man. I'm telling you straight facts. You can look up any. Listen, folks. Don't go to a doctor for scientific proof. Go to a scientist for scientific proof. You go to a doctor for medical proof. This is our problem today. This is why a lot of us can't do well in business, because we go to you as an employee for a business opportunity advice. You go to a broke person for financial advice. This is the problem. See, how you do one thing is how you do everything. This is why you have the 10-90 rule. This is why 10% of the population earns 90% of all the money, while 90% of the population earns only 10% of the money. That's not by accident. That's by tricknology. It's by tricknology. And that same thing goes over into the healthcare system. The same thing, people, goes right over to the healthcare system. They don't teach you the money game. They damn not going to teach you the health game. Understand companies that's hurting you, like Monsanto's, that's poisoning in their food. Monsanto's, who is in bed with Hillary Clinton. As a matter of fact, one of their top executives of Monsanto was Hillary Clinton's campaign manager. Bill Gates funded Monsanto's. Also, Bill Gates funded Purebright. You know what Purebright is? In 2015, Purebright had filed for the patents of the coronavirus in 2015. They've been preparing for this before you even knew about it, people. Look it up. Look up the U.S. patent number for Purebright. They filed for the patents in 2015. Bill Gates funded them over $5 million. That's not conspiracy theories. That's a fucking fact. The U.S. the patent number starts with U.S. and it has a number right behind it. It's right there. Read, man. You don't read. If you're not reading, you are easily to become sheep. Easy. People want to refer to the Bible when the Bible in Revelations talk about the mark of the beast. But they don't want to talk about that. You know why they don't want to talk about that? Because it disrupts their belief system. That's cognitive dissonance. It talks about the mark of the beast. You got Bill Gates who couldn't keep a virus out of Microsoft, claiming he can keep a virus out of you. Who want to insert chips in you. The friggin' Bible talks about that. If you want to talk Bible talk, why don't you read the book of Revelations? That's y'all book, y'all religious people. That's what they told you to read. It is right there in your book. But you don't want to talk about that. I never hear anybody want to talk about Revelations. Because they scared. They scared. Won't you call Revelations a conspiracy theorist? That's it, you do that. You see what I'm saying? Wake up, man. Wake up. Y'all, this is ridiculous. I mean, you got the Democrat versus Republican, conservative versus the liberals, black versus white, Catholic versus Christianity, or Islam versus Buddha. Now you got mask versus no mask. What the hell is wrong with y'all? And all of y'all are doing this through the lens of dogma. You're doing this through the lens of religion, politics, and racism. You got to come out of that in order for you to find out what the truth really is, folks. You can't find the truth through the lens of politics. You can't. The way y'all behaving out here right now is the proof of it. You got people talking about some, man, people better stay woke. They better wear a mask. No, you stay woke and you better read a fucking biology book. It is clearly stating to you. But you refuse. You want to argue science because you choose propaganda. Shame on you. You got your kids looking at you. Your kids are looking at you. Man, y'all are something else, man. Y'all are something else. And again, I'm going to say this again. I don't care who you are. If you think you know science, bring it. Bring it. Bring it. You're a doctor. Bring it. I'll go all day. But we're going to talk science, though. We're going to talk science. And no, I'm not a PhD. But what makes me good at what I know and what I do is that I have common sense to go with what I know and what I read on biology, metaphysics, and quantum physics. Common sense is, you know what, you can pay all the money in the world for all the degrees you want, but common sense has always been free. Common sense has always been free. And that's the least thing people are using is the common sense. Going to lead you to your death because you refuse to wake the hell up. And people think they're woke. They think they're woke. Study science, man. I challenge anybody, if you're watching this video right now, if you're watching the replay of this video, here's my challenge to you. Study just a little bit of biology. And I guarantee you, you'll be making the same fuss that I'm making right now about wearing a mask. Study a little bit of biology. Because you can't argue science. Well, An idiot would argue science. But if you're not an idiot and you study a little bit of biology, I guarantee you'll be making the same fuss and be telling people out here, man, take off that goddamn mask. Dr. Shiva Aradure, he's an MIT PhD in biological engineering. Can't get no higher than that. He calling people idiots walking around with, man. Dr. Rashid Buttar calling people dumbass when he say he see people walking around with that shit on their face. It's science, man. Stop letting the government dictate your air, your oxygen. They want to be communist China. That's exactly what they want to be. Communist China. Wake up, man. Wake up. Please wake up. I'm not asking you to agree with me. Hell, I don't need you to agree with me. Because I know what I know. What I am challenging you to do is read. Read. There's a book called The Deep State. Pick that book up. Then you can pick that book up. You will understand the agenda. Look up the book called The Deep State. Go to the library. If you don't want to buy a book, go to the library and just borrow it. On biology, where it talks about the immune system. Learn what the immune system is. Learn what the immune system is. Understand the importance of the immune system. And find out why the older you get, the lower the immune system. Find out why. I'm not going to tell you. Find out why. Find out why. But you can increase that. Even if you're up to your 80 or something years old, 90 years old, you can boost up your immune system. But find out why naturally it goes down. Find out why. Inbox me. And I tell you if you're spot on. So I'm telling you folks, man, read something. Read something. The media has never been your friend. Never. Ever. That's why they always give you a Lord and Savior that never looked like you, and you believed it for 400 and some years because of propaganda. It's time to come out of it. It's time to become free thinkers. It's time to become independent thinkers. Stop following the Republicans. Stop following the Democrats. Because they all are fighting over you. They are fighting over you. They all have an agenda. They're fighting over you. Ask yourself, how come every time they come up with some vaccine, they want to test it over in Africa? Ask yourself that. Why don't you read? Study it. Why? Why? Ask yourself, how come the human body, the African American, if you're black or if you're a person of color, how come we need more vitamin D from the sunlight than everybody else? Why? You know why? Because of melanin. Melanin has always been designed to protect us so we won't get too much of it, of vitamin D or the sunlight. That's why we don't need sunblock creams and all that, because the melanin, the pigmentation, the melanin of our skin already protects us. And that's also the reason why we need extra amounts of vitamin D, because we are vitamin D deficient. So when they say something about African Americans was coming up with coronavirus and all that stuff, that's probably the reason why. It's because we are vitamin D deficient, folks. Study, man. Study. I don't care who you are. You know, I have people some background in science. Bring it. Bring your background in science. Bring your background in science, because as soon as you slip, I'm going to eat your ass out. I'm telling you right now. I'm taking no prisoners, and I'm eating the wounded. If you bring your science, bring your doctorate, bring your medical experience, bring it. Because medicine has nothing to do with science when it comes to boosting your immune system. There's a difference in healing and treating. Pharmaceutical is in the business of treating. It's called residual income, which means you do something one time and you get paid over and over and over and over again. That's what residual income is. Do something one time, get paid over and over and over. So the pharmaceutical give you one prescription for an underlying issue, and you have to keep going back and paying them over and over and over and over again. You know why? Because you haven't been cured. You haven't been healed. If they were to heal you, then most of these people that you guys claim, oh, I know a doctor who says this, I know a nurse that does that, they wouldn't even have a friggin' job, because they wouldn't have the budget to pay all these people, because they are healing people instead of treating symptoms. Man, I'm done. Y'all fake, y'all pump faking out here. Y'all pump faking out here. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You can come at me all you want. Challenge me, don't care. I'm going to stick to the truth. I'm going to stick to science all day. Don't tell me that wearing a mask is science. Don't tell me that. I'm eating that shit up all day, because it's not science. It's not science. And I've been posting videos of world-renowned scientists telling you this exact same thing. But you won't say nothing to them. You won't even comment on, you won't even comment on it. You know why you won't comment on it? Because you scared. You're scared. See? You got this whole country turning people into scared sissies. Nobody wants to fight. Nobody wants to fight for themselves. You don't want to fight for your kids. You don't want to fight for humanity. You don't want to fight for your community. You don't want to fight for life. You just want to accept the status quo. You do the same thing with your financial life. You do the same thing with your financial life. That's why the masses are always dependent on a fucking stimulus check. You do the same thing with your finances that you do with your health. See, how you do one thing is how you do everything. That's exactly what's going on. That's why 10% of the population, they get it. They understand this. They know science. But see, you know what? 10% that knows does not penetrate the agenda of Big Pharma, the CDC, WHO, Bill and Melinda Gates, Hillary and Bill Clinton. See, 10% does not penetrate that. But as long as the masses will stay lost, that's what all that matters. If you take 100,000 people and 10,000 people gets it, and that 10,000 say, no, we're not going that route. The 100,000, the 90,000 is what counts for Big Pharma. See, this is what y'all don't know. This is what y'all don't know. So just 10% of us who knows. See, I want y'all to read this. I want y'all to watch this movie, because that movie reminds me of this situation. It's a movie called They Lived with Rowdy Piper in it. The wrestler Roddy Piper. Look at that movie called They Live. These people were being ruled by aliens. And I'm not saying we got aliens now. I'm just saying look at the plot of the movie. Look, I challenge you to do that as well. Look up that movie called They Live. It's like the guy had to put on a special kind of sunshades to realize that they were being manipulated. You got these people want to manipulate your damn air. Oh my, man, are you serious? It has gone that serious? They want to manipulate your oxygen? Thank you, Jeanette. Jeanette saw They Live, right. They had to put on a special glasses to see that they were being manipulated by aliens. A special type of glasses. So folks, I'm saying, it's called They Live. Look at that movie, man. It's an old movie. It's probably like in the late 80s. But it's a good movie. It's a good movie. And what did they do to get rid of those aliens? They had to tear down a satellite. They had to tear down a satellite so that the whole world can finally see that they were being manipulated by these aliens. They tore down a satellite. Dollar Fury. Right. What is that satellite today? Fucking the 5G towers. The 5G towers is how they operate drones. See, they telling you that you can talk to somebody with 20 years of IT experience. They're telling you the 5G is to help your phones. Folks, you can use Wi-Fi 6 for that same technology. But you know the difference between the Wi-Fi 6 and the 5G towers? The difference is the 5G towers is the one where they can operate drones and flying objects. See, those drones are going to have infrared technology to look at people. They already loaded the tracking in your phone. You can find the COVID-19 tracking in your phone. You just got to make sure it stays deactivated. It's already in your phone. I showed you that about a week ago. And y'all still don't get it. Man, what the fuck is wrong with you? God damn. I don't get it. I dare you call that conspiracy theory, because that's shit right in your phone. If you want an Android, go in your settings. And then go to Google settings. And you will see it right there. It says COVID-19. How that shit just get in your phone? Okay? Come on, folks. If you want an Apple, go in your settings and go into health settings. And you will see COVID-19 right there, ready to start tracking y'all asses. You gotta make sure you don't accidentally download the app. They might try to sneak the app in your phone. Make sure that shit is staying off or deactivated. I'm telling you folks some good stuff. Look in your phone. Damn it, don't just look at me. Look right now. Look in your phones. Look in your phone. I'm telling y'all the truth, man. I'm not lying. Dude, I swear to God, y'all know I've never been lying to y'all. They're getting the 5G towers ready, folks. That's for them to operate flying objects. They're going to put these chips in you. And those chips is going to violate HIPAA laws. So when you see that they starting to deal away with HIPAA laws, guess what? They're getting ready to start violating HIPAA laws against you. Those chips are going to be able to tell them what is on your body, whether you got AIDS, HIV, diabetes, any kind of virus or diseases. That chip will identify those things in your body. And guess what happens? You know why it's going to do that? Because you're going to have multi-millionaires. You got people who wants to live forever. Like the David Rockefeller did when he got like 7 different heart transplants before he finally died of 100 and something years old. David Rockefeller. Did you guys know about David Rockefeller? Did you know that he had like 7 heart transplants? See, this is for people like that who are multi-rich, who may need organs. And it makes it easier for them to search for an organ for these people. With those chips in you, they can just pull up data and say, oh, we got a match for you, but this person has high cholesterol. We don't need that. Oh, this person got, this is an HIV. We don't want to give you that. Okay, we got a perfect match. This person is a match for you, and they have no underlying issues. How soon do you want your organ? Your liver, lung, or whatever. How soon do you want it? And they say we can have it to you in 72 hours. And guess what? They can deactivate that chip in your ass, and your ass will not wake up the next morning. And as soon as the coroner is already set to come pick your body up, as soon as they kick your body up, have you noticed that when you tell the family to come identify the body, they only bring the sheet down to here, down to just right here? You know why they only do that? Because they've taken organs out of you. You're going to see all kind of stitches and everything where they've stitched your body back up after they've taken the organs out. The organs is gone. That person who needed that organ already got that organ. That organ is already being shipped to that individual, regardless of where they are, in the United States or anywhere around the world. People like George Soros, he got money tied all around the world. He put like $33 to $45 million into Black Lives Matter movement. Not Black Lives Matter, the marching. I'm talking about the movement. Y'all don't know nothing, man. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean that in a way of, it's shit going on to you that you need to be aware of, people. I mean, remember, I put aside my platform, business and personal development platform, to wake people up about these things. I'm getting ready to go back to my platform. I ain't gonna be talking this talk no more. This shit, I'm telling you, this shit's getting me a goddamn headache. I'm not doing it no more. Y'all hard-headed. I don't care no more, man. I'm telling you, I'm getting ready to go back to my platform. I'm getting ready to have a $10 trillion budget to build 10 cities, starting with Egypt. I can easily say, man, I don't give a shit. Bye. They can do what they want to do. But I am not that kind of guy, man. I'm up here trying to tell y'all something. Y'all out here, y'all pump faking. You know, instead of you going to the hospital, instead of you going to the store and racking up on vitamin C's and vitamin D3s, you running to the fucking Popeyes for a chicken sandwich. You pump faking. You're playing. You're playing out here. See, we don't need people. We don't need no clowns. We need warriors. We need soldiers, man. We don't need no damn clowns, damn it. I'm telling you something real. Boost your immune system or get off the planet. Otherwise, you're going to get sick from the virus. As a matter of fact, this virus been around since Moses. They just choose this particular virus. They could have chose Ebola to create a pandemic with. They could have chose SARS to create a pandemic with. They chose coronavirus. You know why they chose coronavirus? Because they haven't used that yet. They did SARS already. They did Ebola. They haven't used this one yet. Right? And I'm going to tell you something else. And you can quote me on it. Shortly after the election, all this will go away. Watch. I'm gone, folks. Y'all playing. I ain't got time for y'all. Bye.